सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। We are now chanting Bhraguvalli Sadachara Pradarsanam 10th Anuvaka onwards as our everyday Parayanam. Our focus is to utter every letter perfectly and if possible follow all the swaras also. Like Shiksham Vyakya Syamaha Varna Swara Matra Balam Sama Santana. All these we should be trying to practice while chanting because this is the only occasion we are giving a chance for ourselves to practice what we studied in the Upanishad. Is it not? Therefore, let us try our best. ॐ न कञ्चन वसतौ प्रत्याचक्षेत तद्व्रतं तस्मात् यया कया च विधया बह्वन्नं प्राप्नुयात् न कञ्चन वसतौ प्रत्याचक्षेत तद्व्रतं तस्मात् यया कया च विधया बह्वन्नं प्राप्नुयात् अराध्यस्मा अन्नमित्याचक्षते एतद्वै मुखतोऽन्नगं राद्धं मुखतोऽस्मा अन्नगं राध्यते एतद्वै मध्यतोऽन्नगं राद्धं मध्यतोऽस्मा अन्नगं राध्यते एतद्वा अन्ततोऽन्नगं राद्धं अन्ततोऽस्मा अन्नगं राध्यते य एवं वेद क्षेम इति वाचि योगक्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्तिरिति पायौ इति मानुषी समाज्ञाः अथ दैवीः तृप्तिरिति वृष्टौ बलमिति विद्युते यश इति पशुषु ज्योतिरिषि नक्षत्रेषु प्रजातिरमृतमानन्द इत्युपस्थे सर्वमित्याकाशे तत्प्रतिष्ठेत्युपासेत प्रतिष्ठावान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासेत महान् भवति तन्मन इत्युपासेत मानवान् भवति तन्नम इत्युपासेत नम्यन्ते स्मै कामाः तद्ब्रह्मेत्युपासेत ब्रह्मवान् भवति तद्ब्रह्मणः परिमर इत्युपासेत पर्येणं म्रियन्ते द्विषन्तः सपत्नाः पर्ये प्रिया भ्रातृव्याः स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य इमान् लोकान् कामान्निकामरोऽप्यनुसञ्चरन् एतत्सामगायन्नास्ते हावो 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 अहमन्नमहमन्नमहमन्नम् अहमन्नादो अहमन्नादो अहमन्नादः अहग्गश्लोककृदहग्गश्लोककृदहग्गश्लोककृत् अहमस्मि प्रथमजारुतास्य पूर्वं देवेभ्यो अमृतस्य न भायि यो मा ददाति स इदेव मा वाह अहमन्नमन्नमदन्तमाद्मि अहं विश्वं भुवनमभ्यभवाम सुवर्णज्योतिः य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः स्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शिक्षावल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽनुवाकः मेधा प्रार्थनार्था जपमन्त्राः श्रीकामप्रार्थनार्थाः होममन्त्राः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतो अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्याम्भोरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ते वितन्वाना कुर्वाणा चीरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोऽसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा ॐ शान्तिः 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 Salutations to the entire Brahma Vidya Acharya Parampara, Rishi Parampara, Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva and our Guru Parampara and Shruti Mata. Om Shri Veda Vyasa Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Vaishampayana Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Yajnavalkya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Shri Adya Shankaradi Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. If we have said that we have heard the Shastras for few years, what should be the proof for that? The only proof that we have studied Shastra is that ki knowing the truth or the self or Paramatma alone is the giver of Ananda or the Mukti. Therefore, knowing the self, truth, Paramatma or Parabrahma alone is the goal. If this conviction doesn't come, no other sadhana is of any use. Because we will not do sadhana. Because what do we do is not at all sadhana. Because we are not clear about the sadhya. Come what may, do what may, but my ultimate goal is only to know my own essential self. How doubtlessly, how clearly, how deeply I am convinced about this decides how seriously, sincerely, not only I have heard Shastra, studied Shastra, but contemplated on the theme of the Shastra. If it does not come, means lot more we have to study and contemplate. First thing. Second point is what? In this pursuit of knowing the truth to get liberated and infinite ananda, there is the help of the Guru, there is the help of the Lord, there is the help of the Shastra, and the world always helps me in so many ways. But while taking all the helps of Guru, Daiva, Shastra, and Sloka, it is me who has to do my sadhana to reach to my own mukti anubhava. This should be the second conviction. If we have thoroughly studied Shastras, seen the examples of all the realized saints, whether they are in Upanishads, whether they are in any of the Purana Itihasa. This second conviction, if it comes up, then we have studied it. That now they join both of them. It is I who, taking the help of the Guru Shastra Daiva and the Vishwa, have to do my sadhana for my own knowing the Brahma or truth or the self, for my own mukti or continuous bliss. If these two have not happened, then we have not completed our study of Shastra. Now come the third one. This is in general, in this particular text. What we are studying, Taittiriya Upanishad, prayers to the Lord are extended in different forms. Why Bhagavan is prayed, all that is done. Praying for Meda Shakti, praying for all the Sri Kama. But the third point, as an introduction today, is what? Ki we have to choose between these two because both cannot go together. Do you want the Brahma Atma Prajna or do you want the Laukika Prajna? They can't go together because one is reality, substratum, second is the unreal, superimposed. One is the mukti giving, one is the binding. So we have to make a pakka selection among these two. If you select one, then don't expect the other. If you expect or if you select the Laukika Prajna means involving all our upadhis only to using all our upadhis only to involve in the loka, the other loka or this loka, where the entire world is made up of the Maya Kruta, Triguna Kruta, Panchamaha Bhuta. All that mind's involvement work with all we now said is called as Laukika Prajna. If you choose that, then in this also there are a lot of facilities. There are Vedas, there are Yajnayaga, there is a Karma Kanda, there are Upasanas, there are Prarthana, there are prayers. With that, anything of this loka or the other loka can be gained. And it is a lot of happiness, joy in that. But two things are very clear. They are not permanent, they are binding. You want permanent and liberated, it is not this, it is the other one. That is the Atma Prajna, Brahma Prajna. Only I have to choose. Again, at that time, you cannot think even little about again Laukika Prajna. Because that Atma Prajna, Laukika Prajna being totally opposite, even little of involvement in Laukika Prajna, to that extent, it pollutes or dilutes our the Brahma or Atma Prajna. See? Medhaya sprunotu, pragnaya sprunotu, brahmajnana pragnaya sprunotu. Because this is of truth reality, this is untruth and unreality. They won't go together. It's not like in the namkeen there are khatta, in the mithai there are metha, And there are also some items which are khatta mita. In spirituality, that khatta mita, for some time it goes. But as you have to grow higher and higher, either khatta or mita. If you want khatta, go for the laukika prajna. If you want meetha, exclusively. Underline the word exclusively. We have to go only for the Brahma or Atma prajna. Means what? All our faculties, especially the mind, is only involved in dealing with the Brahma Tattva related information, knowledge, contemplation, conviction, meditation, all through the day, all through the night, all through the life, till the deepest core existing, that Brahma Tattva is experienced. Your choice it is. But once you choose this, you have to give up this. Once you choose this, the other goes away. This is the third one. Now, imagine what would be the whole day's activity of that person who has chosen the Laukika Prajna. That we all know, that's what we are doing. More important is what would be the nature and activity of a person who has chosen the Brahma or Atma Prajna. How he makes his own day schedule, how he lives. Think for yourself. That if we involve in, then practically we have selected the Laukika, that the Tattva Prajna or Atma Prajna or Brahma Prajna. That alone be attentive. Makes us very deep in apprehending Paramatma also, as well as that which is causing the disturbance in the apprehension of Paramatma and realizing Paramatma. And that inquiry itself gives us the ideas as to how to get out of those obstructions which are not allowing to experience Paramatma. All this wisdom comes out of our own effort of using all our faculties for the Atma or Tattva Prajna. Like when I use my mouth carefully with the mind behind to chant the Veda mantras with swara without any mistake. That my effort itself will show me how exactly it has to be chanted and where the mistakes probably happen and how I have to be careful not to allow them. You understand? Because I am attempting. In the same way, in the attempt only, we'll be able to get the essence as to what to and how to do sadhana and what are the obstructions which we have to eliminate. For example, when I am pursuing with the mind the Brahma Chintana, it will not at all come. Then we think why it is not happening. Then we understand the mind is in so much tamoguna laziness. Therefore, that laya yuktamana, I have to do sambodhana. What we study in Mandukya, that laya sambodhayat chittam, is never understood when you study there or anywhere. Only when we try to contemplate on Brahma, because that Brahma Prajna is my goal, I am trying for that. That time we realize what that saint said by the meaning of laya sambodhayat chittam. The chitta or the mana, which is in a sleepy mood, how can it contemplate on the awareness or consciousness? Then we catch the mistake or problem that my chitta is in laya avastha, therefore the Brahman is far away to me. Therefore, what is to be done? I have to make the sambodhana of the chitta. How to do the sambodhana of the chitta? Only by engaging it in not dravya, the tamasic, not in kriya, the rajasic, but only in the sattva. For a long time, when I engage my chitta in the sattva guna activity, then the sambodhana of the chitta happens. The awakening of the chitta happens. The awareness mood of the chitta happens. With that, I can contemplate on Brahma. Then how to do that? By involving japa, by involving chanting or your stotra patanam. These are all related to the divinity. When they are consciously done, be attentive to make the chitta sambodhita from the laya, after which that sambodhita chitta is used for contemplation. With this clarity, when you do, it will happen. At that time, you are not doing Brahmachintanam, but you are doing only Japa Upasana. But the Japa Upasana is not vague, not incomplete, not without understanding, not for any outer gains. The Japa Upasana is to awaken the Laya Chitta to Sambodhana so that I will do my main work of contemplation meditation. Clear? Or if the mind is too much of distracted. At that time also the mind has to be brought into concentration. The concentration is done by little of memory of the Lord, prayer to the Lord, remembering the goal. That time that is the that's why every meditator 5 minutes he spends the time in puja so that he is withdrawn from the outer world. 10 minutes he spends in japa so that the tama of the mind is woken up. 2, 3, 4 minutes he remembers the goal and prayer to the Lord so that his concentration is gained. Then he takes up the sloka of the Vedanta mantra Upanishad, starts contemplating on that to reach to the core of every sloka. That, like in Vishnu Sahasrama, we are seeing every name is leading only to the Lord. Here also, he takes any of the sloka, Ishavasya Vidagam Sarva, any mantra, he contemplates on that. Then he will be piercing through the layers of misunderstanding, the layers of covering, and slowly, deeply he tries to or he is possible to apprehend the reality. First, in the understanding conviction, later on, I am that, I am not this, I am that, I am not this, with this process of that neti neti, the Vyatireka Anvaya, he himself will come very closer to the experience of the self. That effort is called Nididhyasana in Vedanta Marga. Same thing is called Upasana in the Bhakti Marga. Same thing is taught to us in the first Valli Maxima, by the way. So these are the few things when we are clear, then we are correctly on the Adhyatmika sadhana. First is only in knowing the self or the truth, there is a mukti. Therefore, that alone is my goal. That has to be very deeply embedded in us. Second is what? With the help of the Loka, with the help of Guru, with the help of Shastra, with the help of Bhagavan, I have to put my effort to know the self. And then, in all the efforts that I have to put to know the self, what very important is the choosing between the Laukika Prajna or Atmika Prajna. If still in our mind or heart the desire for Laukika Vishayas, therefore the Laukika Prajna are there, then we'll be pulled towards them only. Laak koshish karo. Because deeply in the heart, the desire for Laukika Vishaya, Laukika Prajna are there. That is why the need of Viveka and Vairagya and throwing away from the deep core of the heart the desire for the Laukika Vishayas. Then only the interest for Laukika Prajna goes away. Then only the Prajna Shakti of the Antakarana can be utilized for the Atma Jnana or Brahma Jnana. That's what in Gita, Indriyanam hi charatam yan mana anuvidhiyate tad asya harati prajnam. Which prajna? The Brahma prajna. Vayur navamiva ambasi. Like the winds takes away the boat in the river or ocean, any direction according to the wind, so too the man running behind the Indriyas will take away the spiritual prajna. That choice we have to make. It takes time because you have to think, contemplate, see the limitations of the worldliness, slowly develop the dispassion, little by little. देखो जैसे हम कल कह रहे थे थोड़ा थोड़ा करना बट जरूर करना करते करते हो ही समझ में आएगा लिटिल विवेक का वी डू what are the things I am gaining out of what I am doing entire day other than spirituality honestly, then I understand that I'm not gaining anything permanent nor substantial. There are anxiety, there are worries, there are tension, there are disappointment, there are miseries. When you know these facts, then should I go for it? That question automatically comes from it, from within. That's called the beginning of Vairagya. From within comes, should I go for it? Like anything, any example take. When I sleep 2 hours extra morning, one day when I sit and think about it, 2 घंटे नींद का सुख तो आया, that is good. I am doing it right from so many lives. But did it allow me to do my morning japa or puja, into which I am entering slowly as my spiritual sadhana for evolution? See, that question gives answer 999. Then can I try to reduce those 2 hours extra to 1 hour? Extra की बात कह रहे हैं. Or even at least half an hour spare. That's how the Vairagya comes. And then that Vairagya say we withdraw from the efforts of Alaukika Prajna into the spiritual prajna. What is the meaning of withdrawing from Laukika prajna or Laukika prajna? Means throughout the day watching TV, seeing the cell phone, reading the newspaper, only to know about the world. This is Laukika prajna. There's nothing to do in that for us. Secondly, only going through those books or those programs or those discussions where Indriya Bhoga is the order of the involvement or the purpose of involvement. And these two are such a Bhayankara Maya, the prajna about the loka, prajna about the bhoga, that the whole day it consumes. And remember, always remember, never forget it. Today we are sharing $2 million, $2,000 million thought. All our attempts at the seat of meditation, the highest, or attending the class, the second highest, or your own studying Shastra, the third highest, even your Upasana or Japa, all these things and their success depends on what we have done before that during our day. Is it not? Throughout the day, what we have done with our desires, with our passions, with our egos, they are the ones which are disturbing us on the seat of meditation. Is it not? Is there any doubt in that? Is there any vagueness or confusion? When you sit for meditation, what do we remember? Other than God, only the world. Which world? In which we involved that day or earlier day or any time. Therefore, our success on the seat of meditation depends on how we have managed our outer world. How clear it is. Therefore, while living in the world outside, when our Laukika Prajna is minimized, our involvement, etc., it is not negligence, it is not carelessness. But we have aimed at a higher goal, obviously, which is contradictory to that. Therefore, we are supposed to do. नहीं तो बात नहीं बनेगा. You are not harming the world. That is why finish all your responsibilities. Remove all these vasanas. Fulfill dharma. Then nobody will be there to question you. Then you are not questionable or answerable. That time use the discrimination and withdraw all our energy or time wastage from the Laukika Prajna to the spiritual Prajna. Laukika Prajna means knowing the world, liking the world, desiring the world, trying to get into the world, trying to get into the entertainment only of those worlds, seeking the small little pleasures in that, getting satisfied in that, and with that getting tired and going to sleep and getting up, doing only that. ये सब मिलकर लौकिक प्रज्ञा कहते हैं. That's what we are doing now. Therefore, we are not available to our own selves. We are not available to the Guru. We are not available to the Shastra. We are not available for sadhana. Parabrahma is not available to us. Mukti is never available. We are available only for the bandhana. That is why every sentence of the Upanishad is so deep, detailed, pakka with regard to the Adhyatmic sadhanas pragati. Only thing you have to pay some time amount, give some attention and try to understand not only the mantra, its application in life. Medhaya pehitaha. That's what we explained so far. And it is true for anyone. If a person became Brahmagnani and Atmagnani, at one point of time, he has totally given up the Medha or the Laukika Prajna, exclusively involved in the Brahma Prajna and Atma Prajna. After reaching Brahma Anubhuti, Atma Anubhuti, then everything he understood either as his own self or illusory or mithya. Therefore, at that time, his involvement in the world was no more any samsara for him. That is what yesterday, day before, we were chanting, studying in Bhagavata. After he knows it, Vartamana api nayujyate. That Vartamana nayujyate is possible for the one who has experienced Brahmatat. We have not yet. Therefore, he has the freedom to involve in world because he knows that he will not be bound. Because he knows it is mithya. Because he experienced the Satvastu. Once the Sadvastu is experienced, Brahma, everything is known to be Asat or Mithya. He is in that level. Therefore, even if he does Vyavahara, it will not bind him. But you and I have not touched that experience, in the deep meditational seat. What am I? The I which is 24 hours is happening in me, basing on which alone everything is happening, that I have not touched purely, exclusively. I'm only touching the contaminated, polluted I with the upadhis. For me, I means intelligence, I means the mind, I means body. अरे bereft of all of them, what is me pure I? पहले उसको तो पकड़ो ना जो निरंतर चल रहा है मेरे अंदर. So to know that all the involvements which create the obstruction by strengthening these upadhis have to reject. That is called as giving up the effort of laukika prajna. That person what he does 24 hours he is inside the house. 24 hours he is closed the eyes. 24 hours he is only at the mind level. If we don't come to that mind level, we are never spiritual only. And in the mind, he is only contemplating, inquiring about the truth. Whatever the understanding he gets, then he tries to be with one with that, tries to identify himself with that experience. This is how the spiritual sadhana, if we know, it happens. Without this type of knowledge, etc., what we do is some upasana, some concentration practices, some prayers to the Almighty with or without faith, and some blessings from Him, in which only the worldly achievement, worldly success, worldly sukha, worldly bhoga alone are there. That also part of samsara only. And doing only this, people claim they are spiritual. And we are also. Mandir gaye, matha teka, and went to some pilgrimage. We thought we are spiritual. Where is that and where is the understanding of spirituality after studying the Upanishads? Now, this is the blessings you deserved, you received because of your regularity and sincerity to come to Upanishad class. And those who have not come, I can't even tell them this. Even I tell they can't catch it. Okay? You are catching because the background of last 2 years is behind you. What I am saying to catch it. और बाकी लोगों को समझ नहीं आता क्या कह रहे. स्वामी मैं तो मंदिर जाता हूँ लौकिक सुख के लिए. Then you are worldly only. But you and I understood through study how the Laukika Prajna creates vasanas, disturbs, agitates the mind, exhausts us, takes us into Nidra. And this is how the Jagra Sapna Sushupti is the only three avasthas we live as Vishwatayesa Prajna, Jiva. Never we touch the Turiyatma. We have understood it. Not anybody. That is why the need of staying in Gurukula, learning grammar, Sanskrit with all its utility, later on doing the external upasanas. Now the internal upasana will be told today or tomorrow. Then only be prepared and show to Guru. Then Guru is seeing that we are ready. Then he gives the Brahma Vidya of Brahma Vidya Apnoti Varam. And in this Upanishad, Brahma Vidya Dhyanam is done, made to be done, experience also gained. After the experience, how when you are in the world, how you behave, all that also is taught. This is the only Upanishad which gives all these details. After Brahma Jnana, they talk about Anna Brahma Upasana. ये क्या है? After Brahma Jnana, what is Anna Brahma? Yeah, when you know Brahman, everything is Brahman. In conducting, while living the life post Brahma Anubhuti, also, right from the Anna onwards, everything is about the Brahma only. Maintain that thought. That all will come. Okay. Now, after seeing in this fourth Anuvaka, the Medha Kama Nartham, the Japa Mantras, we have started doing the Sri Kamanartham, the Homa Mantras. So, what we have to do? We have to do the Havana. In Havana, what we have to do? We have to offer the Havana Samagri as Swaha. When we are doing that Swahakara, who is the Devata, Uddeshya, किनके उद्देश्य में हम all these ahutis we are doing? Om Rupa Parabrahma. Om is pratik of Parabrahma. Om is pratik of Alambana. That Parabrahma word को upside पे रखो. Om should become my Aradhya Deva now. If not, you can make Krishna or Rama. So Krishna and Rama stories are heard. They are found to be Sarvagna Sarvashaktiman. Now they are also understood to be the blessing, the givers of all the blessings and boons to the Bhakta. After understanding that, with that background, now the Bhagavan Rama or Krishna should become my Aradhya Daiva for my Aradhana to be blessed by them for what I want. With that background, we have to do. Like with the background that I must have a good tea, I prepare the tea. All the processes with the background. Is it not? That with the background that we should thoroughly study Upanishads, we are being regular to the class. In the same way, you are doing Upasana, but with the background that he is my Aradhya Daiva, with all the powers in him along with Karuna to bless me. Therefore, I am propitiating him through this, for this purpose. Clear? In the same way, Vedic काल में it was ओंकार भगवान. So ओम का उद्देश्य करते हुए because Vedic काल yajna is done by doing the ahutis of all the variety of dravya saying swaha swaha. And what is the kamana? Shri kama. What is the Shri? How it should be? We saw avahanti Shri, vitanvana Shri, kurvana Shri, chiram Shri or achiram Shri. This is the general expression of the which Shri we want. Always coming, always staying with me, always growing, always rightly utilized Shri. And that Shri should come quickly. That Shri should stay for long time. Clear? This is the meaning of generally asking for the wealth. Now specific asking. What wealth you want in that? Vasagamsi, gavascha, annapane. Are you happy if I give it for few days? No, sarvada. Specification of them. Then immediately the disciple is becoming aware, Guru also looking with red eyes. That also made the disciple to think. Then what is that? Have you forgotten the earlier mantra? Or do you remembered? What is the meaning of remembering earlier mantra? Remember earlier mantra means all this Shri which I am asking you, please give me only after giving medha. नहीं तो इस चक्कर में हम फंस जाते हैं. Like when we take people to pilgrimages, and road beautiful waterfalls are there, beautiful gardens are there. They get so excited in that they forget the main goal. That we are on pilgrimage to have darshan of Kedar or Bhadra. भूल जाते हैं. यहाँ भी we should be very careful. ततः ततः is the word. ततः में उसके बाद मैं मुझे मेरे लिए श्रियम आवाहा bring the Shri. ततः means what? मेधा प्राप्ति अनंतरम. Why? Because medha raitasya Shri anarthaya eva. This cannot be neglected, this thought. So powerful it is. मेधा जिनका पास नहीं है, Shri is for anartha because all that Shri uses for kama. But the Shri is done here for dharma. So that antarkarana shuddhi happens, we become fit for the moksha. This is what the portion we have come up to yesterday. कि एवमादिनि कुर्वाणा श्रीया ताम ततः means medha nirvartanat param avaha anaya. Only after being thorough in the medha. What is medha? Prajna. What is brahma? Brahma jnana. What is brahma jnana? Amritasya prapti hetu. So always we are in our awareness that we want amritatva, which is only done through brahma jnana, and that brahma jnana and amrita prapti is my goal. That medha hone ka man, to reach to that I have to clear all outer inner obligations. I have to purify my antakarana. I have to make it subtle. All of them are done only through various yajna, havana, homa, upasana. For that the Shri is required. Therefore, having Shri, using it for all these, and in the duration, observing our mind to be qualified with a qualification, what we studied already in the Prajna portion about the Brahma Jnana, to that we apply ourselves, then the Brahma Jnana comes to us. That's why you see, when the class or even in your studying at home independently, you seem to understand the subject of the Brahma and Atma. But try to meditate, man jata hi nahi wahan. What is the reason? The deep rooted samskaras, vasanas, they're all there are obstruction. They will continue trouble. They have to be removed. That's it. And that is what requires time. and you have to give time. And in that time, what is to be done? All these yajna, upasana, etc. And for that, you need the Shri. Therefore, Shri is asked. So, Shri is asked, then the commitment for upasana is to be practiced. Oh Lord, please bless me for that. And the result of all the yajna upasana should be only antakarana shuddhi. Let me aim at that, oh Lord, without forgetting. And with Shuddha Antakarana, what I gained through Medha, that I have to have the Brahma Jnana to have moksha, I have to only do that work. At that level, when we sit for meditation, immediately none of the tamoguna of laya, none of the rajoguna of the vikshepa will come. Straight away, the shloka is remembered, the meaning is remembered, the contemplation is happening in seconds or moments, like a very hard-working, pure-hearted person. The moment it touches the bed, he enters into sleep. In the same way, such prepared mind-oriented person, he just takes up the shloka, meditates, in a seconds only, he will experience into the Atmanubhuti. That is a sign. Is it not? That's how Puja Gurudev in his samstha. He gave Brahma Jnana, but to experience that, the qualification, keep on serving the samstha for decades together, aiming at only Antakarana Shuddhi, no other thing. Then that which was taught 40 years back will be understood, practiced, and experienced after 40 years. The 40 years minimum in one life required totally purify antakarana. 30, 40. Continuously, if we aim at that and do it, without again entering into Laukika Prajna, again to add to the kachra. That is minimum. Otherwise, with all kachra collected, एक सफाई भी हो रही है, kachra भी डाल रहे हो. With that kachra, again we are born. In that life also, Guru comes and teaches Brahma Vidya, but that will never enter our head because so much of Laukika Prajna in the form of vasanas is brought. Like the people go to spiritual camp with so much of worldliness, cell phone, worldly papers, books they go with. Do you think they are there 7 days, but even one class they will attentively listen? Impossible. Like you sit for puja every day, but before puja, whole mind is filled with what is to be done later on or all the gadbad that happened before puja. You sit there 1 hour, but puja has never been done, even a point of it also. Prakriya ho raha hai, the hands are moving, Abhisheka is being done. That is not, that is a robo working. Spirituality is not the work of robot, no. It is you who have to involve in that, and you are not there. You are carried away by that lok prajna. And we say, इतना मैं कर रहा हूँ फायदा नहीं हो रहा. तुम नहीं कर रहे हो, तुम करने का नाटक कर रहे हो. Because you came from Karnataka. Is it not? Very good, clear. Now, after saying so, again specify, I specify in the form of the Pashus, Lomasham. Not only Lomashavala, Pashuvishtaha Swaha. All these Pashus. In that, then in clothes also explained, because when the Lomasha come, Pashu, then with that the wool and all that is gained, then in the Pashu, so many things then. The clothes wala, the Pashu wala, all that is added, what is required. Vasagamsi gavaha annapanecha sarvada. So with all this, we do the yagnayaga. Clear? Now, these are all material resources. Then we need the human resources also. Therefore, the next swaha mantras, adding the ahutis in the Agni, invoking the blessings of the Om Rupa Paramatma to ask him to bless us with the human resources. In them, brahmacharina. Now, brahmachari is a technical, it's a word. It has to be understood at different place in different way, which we are seeing 2 days onwards. And in general understanding, brahmacharis are those human resources who are free from all other obligations and are able to tune to us, understand us, and coordinate with us to get the work done for us. They are brahmacharis. All are brahmacharis when they come to ashram. Each one is given different departments works depending on their own ability, capacity. In and through that, what's happening? The first thing is the show of the ashrama is going on. Second is what Guru wants to accomplish, that all are happening. Third, these brahmacharis themselves are getting purified, getting qualified to get the Brahma Vidya from the Guru. Yeah. In our life also, ड्यूरिंग दैट यज्ञ ऑल बूढ़े बूढ़े लोग हैं मानो, कोई उठा ही नहीं सकते सामान, काम नहीं होता. Therefore we need the youngsters. Youngsters are very erratic, very funny, very extroverted, very chalubaj. Therefore, the youngsters with proper discipline I need. Like yesterday's children, if they are taken into the army, they are Rakshasas only. How terrible it was. 33 crores were burnt in 9 hours' time. किसका जागिर है? How can they be patriotic? When you burn the trains and destroy the things, how, even the thought itself is sinful. It is my country. You can have another peaceful ways of your revolts, but not by destroying the sampada. You are insulting the India in the eyes of the whole world. You are agitating the minds of thousands. Whole city was shaken yesterday. You cannot be the youth. You are उस एक एक बंदे को पकड़ के इतना काउंसलिंग करना है बेटा. दिस इज राक्षसत्व. दिस शुड नॉट बी द एटीट्यूड एट ऑल. दे आर मिसगाइडेड पीपल बेचारे. Only they were 700, 800 or 1,000 of them. They came, ransom, pour out. They burnt 3 trains, 3 platforms destroyed. How many trains were disturbed? People were frightened only. यहाँ की बात कर रहा हूँ. Same is happening everywhere. And they are all the children applying for army. कोई लक्षण है क्या आर्मी वाले का उसमें? One side the government is saying, यार उम्र बढ़ा है 23 and we said more opportunity will be given. वो सुनने को नहीं है वो, because भड़काऊ. They were disturbed by the other people. Not the type of youth we want. Therefore, though youth are asked, which type of the youth, these 5 mantras are so crucial. And in those 5 mantras, what is mentioned is the qualities of the youth which are required for our sadhana, for our own yajna yaga, the guru. And among them, we pray to God with the grace of Lord. Such youngsters come who already have all these qualities. Even if they don't have, I give them training. They receive the training and they become so. In any case, they should have all these 5 qualities. 5 में 3 quality है, 2 बातें हैं. So, ayantu brahmacharina swaha ayantu. Shankara Bhagavan has not commented on this. We were explaining. Samantat yantu, from all corners around me. From there, the youngsters are welcome to me. Here, the Guru's purpose is to do the Yajna Yaga. And it is for the Loka Kalyana. The brahmachari is invited for teaching them the Brahma Vidya and making them resourceful for themselves and the society. And generally for you and me who are doing the yajna for Antakarana Shuddhi, along with the materialistic SREE, we are asking the human SREE also, human resource wealth, that is these brahmachari. So you and I ask the brahmachari means the ready youngsters who can help us in doing yajna for our Antakarana Shuddhi. In the Gurukula, Guru is inviting for maintenance of the ashram and to train the children for their own spiritual goal. Youngsters have to come to learn from the Guru everything and conduct their life beautifully. Along with that, from the Guru they learn Brahma Vidya also, they pursue it as their ultimate goal. तो ब्रह्मचारियों के दृष्टि से वो क्यों आना, ऋषि गुरु के दृष्टि से वो क्यों आना, when he is in the ashram. अब और हमारे दृष्टि से हमें उनकी क्या जरूरत है. So these are 3 different topics. We are asking ayantu brahmacharinaha for our yajna to be successful, and we are doing yajna for antakarana shuddhi, and that is for making use of medha to know the self and get liberated. Brahmacharis come for getting training under the Guru, and Guru invite brahmacharis for continuing the spiritual legacy. The traditional thing of teaching the Brahma Vidya and Veda Vidya and all, making them assets to themselves and the world. So the 3 purposes are different. The aspect is common. Common is what? Invoking the presence of young, dynamic, assetful brahmacharis. That we ask the God, then they will send. With all qualification. If not, we train them when they come to us. In both ways, we can prepare. So first, ayantu brahmacharinaha mam. Swaha means you are offering with the sankalpa of let brahmacharis come from all directions. Ayantu means asamanta. Then viyantu brahmacharina swaha mam viyantu. To me, the brahmacharis who come should have the vividha, adbhuta talents or the lakshanas. So, viyantu brahmacharina swaha. Second one, imam, mam viyantu. May they come to me. Second one. Third one is pramayantu brahmacharina swaha. Here pramayantu. Here comes the prakarshena. Talents they have, but they don't have the humbleness, the tuning, the orientation, the liking. These prakarshana gunas, if they are not there, like the parents out of their anxiety send the children to good hostels paying lakhs of rupees. If this fellow is not disciplined there, with all his talents, not tuned to the subject, he'll disturb himself, the co-student, the hostel, even the teachers and the entire institute. Therefore, here pramayantu. Pra means prakrushta prakarshana sadgunas of simplicity, humbleness, obedience, ready to listen, ready to change, ready to learn. This is for the guru. For us, such youngsters, like when you call workers to your house, some workers are so dominant कि जो करना है करके जाते हैं. बोलेंगे तो मैं नहीं करूंगा कहीं. Some are there, they ask you and what exactly you want, they do it and they tell you कि जैसा आपने कहा हमने किया, are you happy? That's called a प्रकर्षण. It is everywhere. आप बार्बर के पास भी जाओ, काट के फेंक देगा वो बाल. They will not care also because he's so busy, arrogant. But the other fellow is there. Sab theek hai kya theek hai? He keep on asking till you are happy. Everywhere they are there, no youngsters. Whoever they are, but we are talking about youngsters. So pramayantu, prayantu means those who are having that readiness to tune. Consistently, continuously. Otherwise, 3-4 saal you are there. Now you have given up the guru or you are derailed from the tuning to the guru. Then वो बिगड़ जाएगा बात वहाँ तक गाड़ी चलेगी बाद में 20 किलोमीटर ट्रेन traveled, but after the derailment हो गया, then you don't reach the destination. Non derailment, continuous and be on the track. That quality is called pra. One word only used, prayantu. And that prayantu is like sahanavatu sahanau bunaktu vala, wherein a disciple is tuned quickly to the guru and gurukula. Guru also received and tuned to the child. They don't have any problem even they stay 20 years together. That is called pramayant. They are available to the guru completely to be employed wherever the guru wants or needs. And he should not have any question or objection. All civil servants are like that. From one department to the other, they are sent. Not the MLAs again. उनको अपना चॉइस वाला डिपार्टमेंट जाए. हमें ऐसा एक्साइज वाला चाहिए, बहुत पैसा मिलता है उसमें. Lot of wealth is so much, so I want that, they ask. You put them in the human Paura Sarafara or put them in other, the paise nahi aayenge what they say. But the civil servants cannot say so. Wherever they are put in, whichever the district, they can be in the high cosmosity, from there any remote place they will be sent. They have to be ready to adjust. That's called pra. Therefore, ayantu from all directions. Viyantu with all special ability talents. Prayantu tuned to me to be in that own good humbleness, ready to accept, ready to adjust, ready to change all this. Prayantu. Fourth one, damayantu brahmacharina swaha. See, all these good things are there, which are external. Coming from outside, having all the talents, coming from all sides, having talents, ready to listen to me. Yes, up to hai. They're all external good qualities, but two internal qualities are also required. What is he when he is left to himself? Is it not? That's most crucial thing. There are very sublime hundreds of things I can explain, but I'm curtailing all that deep discussion. Little of it I have to explain because it is very essential. Key, the next quality said is Dhamma. Dhamma is control of senses. Now remember, the children came from all directions. They have all talents. They are listening to me. यहाँ तो good है. But if he has no dhamma with himself of controlling senses, he will get addicted to all bad habits. Then what will happen? With all his goodness, with all my goodness, with all our mutual good relation or understanding, yet the work not only will not happen, but he will be destroyed because he has no dhamma. ज्यादातर बच्चे इस तरह से बिगड़ते हैं. दे आर गुड, दे आर ऑनेस्ट, दे आर ट्यून्ड. ये सब तो बाहर की बात ठीक है, बट अंदर दे आर इंद्रियों का गुलाम है. देयरफॉर दे डिस्ट्रॉय देयर लाइफ. हाउ क्रूशियल इज दिस पॉइंट, यू सी. Every person who is involving in sensuous pleasures is not bad, but involving in sensual pleasures is bad because it destroys you. That's how we are not bad that we are indulging in TV or eating food, etc. We are not papi. We have earned our own wealth. With our own wealth only we are enjoying, na? Is it not? And we are good. We love the Guru. Guru loves us. सब ठीक ठाक है, बट फिर भी क्यों उनको मना करते हैं? बिकॉज दे विल डिस्ट्रॉय ऑल योर पर्सनैलिटी. दे विल पुल यू डाउन एंड डाउन इफ यू डोंट स्टॉप इन्वॉल्विंग इन them. That's the internal preparation. Damayantu. See, try to catch that point. I am pausing for you to think. Not having control on senses is not at all bad with regard to the other worldly happening, worldly things. But it distracts you, makes your energies wasted. Slowly you become slave to them. That way it is so. So here he is not that way bad. अच्छे गुणी हैं. Now you see all the drunkards and smokers. Not that they are bad. They're good. They take care of wife, children, सब कुछ है. But उस आदतों के कारण they spoil, destroy their liver and kidney, and they die and leaving them as orphans. Are you understanding what I am saying? The meaning of Damayantu. They came from all directions. Ayantu. They have all talents. Viyantu. Is it not? Then Prayantu. They are tuned also. These I have seen in central government offices. These all people of on reservation category, they were taken. They were given training. Then they got talents. They started working. They tuned to the officer also, but they have such bad addictions that they destroyed all their career. Because not having that Dhamma control on senses. Most of the good people suffer because of not having Dhamma. And without Dhamma, the goodness has a no meaning. And entire the Shamadhamma teaching subject we are studying in our Vidura Niti every day. Vedanta we are studying in Upanishads. This is for those who already have Shamadhamma. Because Sadhana Chatushtaya mein already aa gaya. But that Vedanta will never become fruitful unless we become deep in our meditation. It will never happen without Shamadhamma. Is it not? And if that, now I'm telling about the youngsters in general, you have to apply them for themselves, you have to apply them for the Gurukula, you have to apply that for yourself when you want some youngsters to help in your yajna. Like yesterday, the Damana Kanda, उनको अगर आकर पुलिस टाइम पे कंट्रोल नहीं किया तो और भी सत्यानाश करते थे. See yesterday even in that UP and all, lakhs of छावनी बना दिया वहाँ because of Friday, Rakshas. They don't have Dhamma, they didn't control senses yesterday. They came and destroyed everything. In the same way, in Gurukula, when they stay youngsters, so with other fellows, some disturbance come, they don't have Dhamma, then they fight with each other, destroy each other. इंद्रिय निग्रह नहीं है तो ये प्रॉब्लम होगा. So to the youngsters by themselves in the career time, if they don't have Dhamma, they destroy themselves. Third, when they come to us, we want to use them for Yajnayaga. If they don't have the Dhamma of the Indriya Nigraha, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, then their mind will be only on that, distracted. They won't be justifying their coming to us and doing work. इसलिए Dhammayantu. Equally powerful is the next one. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha. Not enough if they have control on senses, they should also have in the mana. Shamayantu. The Mano Nigraha also, if it is there, mean that what is Mano Nigraha? Whatever is happening in and around, they are able to manage it in their own mind. O Mano Nigraha. What is not Nigraha of the Mana? The problems which have risen from the mind is aggravated by acting outside. That is called as non-Nigraha of the Mana. Because every problem starts in the mind only. It has to be solved in the mind only by using the intellect in its maturity. If not, the mental problem comes out to express through the body, etc. Then it becomes more aggravative. Like yesterday, if you are not satisfied with the government's policy of Agnipatha and Agnivira, it is in the mind problem. Then you sort out in the mind what way, how to express your retaliation to government, how to express your problem. There were many ways. But if that is not done, that anguish of the mana is expressed to the indriyas, where the dhamma also is lost, you can see the destruction. Now, almost all those youngsters' photos will be taken. They'll be put up. Alcohol technology hai. Then when they come for recruitment or selection, then there'll be a bad mark, bad patch hoga. Even if by mistake selected, whenever they go for work, they remember कि मैंने train को जलाया, मैंने वो किया. Then how can you be happy there? See, Shamayantu Brahmacharina Swaha. Shamanam, the mind will have lusts and passions. It is its nature. You have to make Shama of that by using wisdom. Ki, this is not my goal. Mind will become angry, retaliated for the non-conducive experiences that are happening from outside. When somebody scolds you, insults you, humiliates you, disturbs you, obviously the mind will. Because we are jinda hai, man ka kaam hi ho. But how quickly you quiet and pacify it and find the healthy solutions, that is called as Shamayantu. Like Guru scolded. Then Shama is one, he is scolded for my own benefit, let me improve myself. This is called Shama. नॉन क्षमा इज वाट मैं इतने दूर से आया हूँ सेवा करने के लिए इतने साल किया भी और मेरे को डांटते मैं छोड़ के आता हूँ छोड़ के जाना बहुत आसान है रहकर करना ही मुश्किल है is it not living class and sleeping is very easy but staying in class regularly coming listening understanding this is a challenge spirituality is a challenge life is a challenge every moment so by the way shamayantu brahmacharinah swaha these are the mantras we have seen now. After this Bhagavan has not explained detailedly in Bhashya, we have explained. So this is our Amayantu, Vimayantu, Pramayantu, Damayantu, Shamayantu, Brahmacharina, Swaha. Now in the main mantra, if you see, what is next one? Yashojane Sani Swaha. To that Bhagavan gives Bhashya, we will understand it. Now what is happening here? After gaining or praying for the Medha, through the Japa mantra of Yashandasam. Now we are praying for the Shri through the Homa mantra of Avahanti Vitanvana Kurvana. We are only praying. We have not yet got. When we are given, we ask first to give the Prajna, Meda, then only all the Shri. So we are extending our prayers. And then seeing the time, convenience, need, Bhagavan starts providing. When he provides, you must already be prepared to use them for what purpose you ask them. क्लियर देंगे भगवान उसको सही यूज करना नाउ ही इज आस्किंग यशो जने साने स्वाहा this is the demand he is asking swaha means I am doing oblation and I am completing my request or demand or prayer in this context next again dusra so yasho jane sani means what ki yashaha means yashasvi Jane means Jana Samohe. Asani means Bhavani. So simple. Yashaha means Yashasvi. Jane means Jana Samohe. Asani means Bhavani means Jana Samoha me. I must become Yashasvi. May I become Yashasvi among the beings or people. Positively. Many people are negatively also famous in the world. May I have that name and fame, kirti in the world, that I'm not oblivion or I'm not unrecognized. I'm not only recognized, but I'm recognized with all respect and reverence. So that I'm invited everywhere. Wherever I go, there should be a red carpeting welcoming. Such a beautiful joy, when people know us, they respect us, they welcome us, they receive us. This is also joy of life. You understand? We have to enjoy that also. But of course, for a Brahmajnana Nishtha Vyakti to meditate within everything else in obstruction, therefore he goes into that seclusion where he is not contacting anyone and nobody knows his whereabouts till he knows the truth. After knowing the truth, he comes as a servant of the world or truth. While serving, people again make him very famous. That he doesn't bother. It's not my purpose to become famous here. I am only spreading the knowledge. That is even Mukta Lakshana. But the sadhaka should always feel that joy of wanting to be famous. Kuch samay ke liye. And that is helping also. When I am famous, then all my works are done. फेमस व्यक्तियों का हर तरफ इमीडिएटली केस अटेंड किया आता है यू एंड आई गो टू हॉस्पिटल डॉक्टर के लाइन में खड़े हो जाओ बट ए फेमस फेलो गोस फेमस बाई सम अदर मीन्स इमीडिएटली डॉक्टर बात को खड़ा करके इनसे एवरीवेयर यू सी इन द शॉप वेर एवर यू गो फेमस पर्सन कम्स ही इज अटेंडेड फर्स्ट ही इज रेस्पेक्टेड इज वैल्यूड उसका अपना फायदा है उसका अपना आनंद है इसको कोई मना नहीं कर सकता Vedanta does the mana of all of them only when the Vedanta goal ke liye because they are all obstruction. Not before that. Before that, you become a social servant, honestly serve the nation, get the Bharata Ratnas, and enjoy that name and fame. Nothing wrong. And nothing wrong is proved in the Upanishad only when it is saying, let me pray that I must become Yashasvi among the beings. उपनिषद कह रही है बाबा जहां ब्रह्म विद्या पढ़ाना है देखो दिस इज नॉट रॉन्ग wrong only when you hold on to them, taking them only as the goal. Here, Yashasvi is for what again? That people come when I call them for the Agniyaga, or they give me the resources what I need. I am famous with all my charitable life. So when I am doing yajna, I need this or that thing. People give. Even if I don't have money, I'll tell them, भाई बाद में दूंगा उधार पे दो अरे आपके ऊपर भरोसा है हम दे देंगे because of यशस यशस नहीं है मतलब वी आर नॉट नोन पागल में ही है बट गो एंड आस्क फॉर द हेल्प तुम कौन है पता नहीं मैं नहीं दूंगा यू विल से आई डोंट नो यू हाउ कैन आई गिव यू बट यशो जने दे विल गिव सो मे आई बिकम यशस्वी अमॉन्ग द पीपल इन ए पॉजिटिव मैनर इज इट नॉट एंड दैट यशस्वी इज फॉर माय ओन जॉय माय ओन हेल्प टू देम एंड देयर हेल्प टू मी all good thoughts only no negative another yashas is what to suppress others to make others dukhi to cheat them to trouble them many people try to become famous for that all the kshudra pujaएं ऐसी करते हैं like the madhu rakshasa got trishula from bhagwan shiva he never misused it इस सन लवणासुरा वो उसको एक ही आयुध है जो बाप से मिला सब दुनिया को तंग कर रहा है so he is famous in the world but creating fear and he is powerful also but is it good for the world no and what it brought to him ultimately Rama has to send Shatrugna to kill him clear yasho jane sani swaha the literal meaning is may I become very well known famous among the people. And the explanations are what? As a human being, we must have that joy also. And that yashas comes for both reasons of our own good, charitable, noble way of living, character wala, so too by God's grace. People are becoming famous by God's grace. So suddenly एक सिंगर बन जाता है पूरे दुनिया थाली में जब डांसर बन गया सिनेमा एक्टर बन गया वो 5-10 साल के लिए उनका क्या रौनक चमक धमक बाप रे you can see the rating, the viewerships, the advertisement, the welcome. 2 साल पहले कोई बंदा जानता ही नहीं उसको especially in the sports, more than sports, in film industry, lag gaya luck mano, they are lifted to that a top level. That is Ishwara Krupa. And once the Krupa is over, they fall in some drugs, घोटाला और कुछ ना कुछ, फिर सारा डिफेम हो गया, खत्म. Then no newspaper goes to them even to interview. Because that period is over. So do politicians. So, buddy, so yesterday he ran away only when the ED was questioning, मैं थक गया हूँ, मुझे 3 दिन का टाइम दो. And other buddhus are holding on to them only. Yeah, see, that is a Maya. Whole party दाव पे लग गया just for the sake of few people who are well known for all this corruption and anti-Hindu feelings. That is a powerful Maya. Anti-national feelings. अरे you आगे बढ़. How can any individual be important in the process of serving the nation or revolution? I'm just telling, that's not our topic. Yasho jane sani swaha. They come to a limelight, then the light is gone, they fell in the lime now. कहाँ है वो लोग, कल वाले परसों वाले? नहीं है. करोड़ों करोड़ों राजा महाराजा सम्राट आए. You remember? Out of them, few were touched with consciousness or the God or Dharma. Their names are remembered. बाकी सब. So यशो जने सानि, यशः जने, यशस्वी मैं बनूं जनों में. Asani means Bhavani means may I become yashasvi among the people, famous among the people. And that famousness is through righteous actions, good actions, Bhagavad Kripa. And one more thing, when that fame name comes, utilize it for positive thing. No, it's all I am talking all the non-controversial but disturb create. Matlab, people don't like it. That wala. There are some uh, famous people, when some companies ask them to endorse their ad and all, they refuse it because ये समाज के लिए बुराई है, हम नहीं करेंगे. There are few people who say for all these drinks or these smoking things, we will not do advertisement because they're not good for the youth or nation. They offer so much of wealth for them. We say, nahi karenge, nahi karenge. They are all really have to be saluted only. Because if they endorse it, their all followers follow that. But where are the other fellows? For the sake of money, their famousness, you know, they misuse in such a way the society is misguided. All youngsters see कि my hero is drinking that pan, ये मसाला, मैं भी लेता रहूंगा. See how they are all relevant in the, and these are all having impact at two levels. At one level of my own antakarana, which decides the fate of my spiritual sadhana. Second level of this is what is making the whole world. I made the world bad like this by my this type of negative use of my yasha. Then the world will take revenge. समष्टि भी मेरे ऊपर खिलाफ रहेगा ना जब मैं समष्टि को बुरा किया. Vyashti sadhana disturbed, samishti also disturbed when the yashas is misused. By the way, I am saying yashas has to come to us in a positive manner and it has to be used for the positive only. Now imagine the entire famous 5,000 people of the country who are there now in all fields. For 5 years, they only endorse the honesty, the purity, the spirituality, the patriotism, Desha Bhakti, hard work. If you imagine through all ads or dialogues or movie, if they endorse only these positive things, will not the entire nation change? यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः. They're already famous. That's why in some of the channels the IAS top rankers का interviews आते हैं. That is helping the people, those who are interested. And though I said theoretically, it's not practical because those people became famous. Most of them are a bhogi type. Then be a bhogi cannot be Desha Bhakta because they'll be questioned. If you are a devotee of Desha, apna sampada pura pehle desh ke liye do. People question. Therefore, all that internal discussion happens. Therefore, they don't do that. They never do advertisement for good things because they will be questioned. If first you become good, and they cannot. They have become famous by some entertainment. Entertainment not is not goodness. Entertainment is a pleasure. How can you say it's good? It is bad, in fact. Total topic, whoever it may be applicable to us also. If I become famous tomorrow, what I endorse? Only Shastra Jnanam, Tattva Chintanam, Mukta Prapti, on the way doing seva, doing dharma, living a noble character life. That's it. In this way. So Yashojane Sa Niswaha. Okay. Next mantra is Shreyan Vasyaso Sani Swaha. यही है ना मंत्र श्रेयान वस्य सो असानि स्वाहा. Swaha is the offering of oblation. Sorry. Main sentence is Shreyan Vasya Saha Asani. Like Yashaha Jane Asani in the earlier mantra. Now, Vasya Saha Shreyan Asani means the best of the Vasyasa come to me. The Vasyaha has got four meanings. Therefore, four things are asked to be Shreyan, means the best of these four. Vasyaha is first Vasya means Vasaha, cloth. Second, Vasya means Vasu, means the wealth. So cloth ho gaya, second wealth ho gaya. Third is Vasya, Vasa means all the gold ornaments, etc. Fourth, Vasa means the place of stay. Vasa. So Nivasa bhi, ornaments ityadi bhi, Vastra adi ityadi bhi, and then the fourth one is Vasa, what we said here, Vasya saha, Vasutaraha, Vasumatrava asani ityartaha. Vasa. Vasya sosani swaha. Four things that are asked. So how it has to be? Greater than greater. Shreyan. Shreyan was prashasyataraha vasyasah vasiyasah vasutarat vasumattaratva asanityartha. Means what? Dekho, the joy of the Upanishad. Not only the wealth is asked, wealth is asked in such an abundance, such a richness that I will be able to serve the entire world only. और ऐसा दुनिया में कोई भी नहीं होना चाहिए जो मेरे से ज्यादा संपत्ति वाला है. I must be the richer than the richest. See the desire. Now that thought should go away from our mind. Vedanta means only bhuka pyasa, sab chod diya hua bhikhari. No. That will be at the later stage. But in the beginning, you have all this worked hard and earned, and through the grace of God, through Yajnayaga, and made full use of it. For the world and for your own antakarna shuddhi. तो यहाँ क्या हो रहा है याद रखना. We are praying for all types of wealth to use them in the yajna and all, so that our antakarna is shuddha. With that, we use the meda which is already gained for our ultimate pursuit of Brahma Prapti and Moksha. इसमें कभी भी डाउट नहीं होना. Again we will see, and next मंत्र में भगवान शंकर himself in the Bhashya, Anubandha Bhashya, he tells us what is a summary of what has been studied so far in last 4.5 Anuvakas. So today we will stop here. So today what we saw in the introduction for 25 minutes, the result of what we studied last few years must be in the conviction that only in the Brahmanubhuti, Brahmajnana there is moksha. Therefore, our desire sadhana should be only for it. Then to do that, along with the help of others, we only have to do main sadhana. Then we have to decide between our mind should have the Laukika Prajna or Adhyatmika Prajna. These are the main things we saw. Then we have given the introduction. Yesterday ka jo saransh batakar, we saw about along with the material resources, we need the human resources also for doing Yajna Agadi, and that for the Gurukula, for the youth, and for us. In three angles we spoke, which sort of human resources called brahmacharis should come to us. Amayantu, Imayantu, Paramayantu, Damayantu, Shamayantu. After that, we have seen Yeshaha Jane Asani Swaha, Yashasvi Jana Saume Asani Bhavani. Then Shreyan Vasyasaha Asani Swaha. I must become richer than the richest among all the people in the world in having these Vasyaha. Vasu is Vasaha, Vasu is Vastraha, Vasu is gold ityadi, all ornaments. Vasu means general balance, bank balance, wealth. ये सारे मुझे सबसे ज्यादा होना चाहिए. देखो उर्दू में कहते हैं इसको वसीयतनामा लिखना. All the properties are written for the subsequent generation. वसीयत होता है कि नहीं ये वाला. Then the next few prayers are beautiful. Shreyan Vasyasoni Swaha. Then comes Tanta Bhaga Pravishani, Sama Bhaga Pravisha, Tasmin Sahasrashake, Nibagaham Toi Mruje, Yatapa Pravayata Enti Yatama Saharjaram, Evam Ramam Mucharana, Datarayantu Sarvata. Then last two are Prativeshoji Pramamahi Pramapadyaswa. They tell you, enter me, I enter you, we become one. That's so beautiful. Kamanas are put here for the Yashas and Sri, for the sake of Sri, so that when we get them, we revel, we enjoy, we indulge. Later on, we use it for sadhana. Then at the Siddhi Paramatma level, all that is looked down upon because they are all mithya and maya. इसलिए ना सब पाकर हमें सब छोड़ना है. बिना कुछ करे पाए छोड़ना ही तो मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी होता है. I'm fasting because nothing to eat. Murak. You have everything freely available, still you fast. That is called as fast. Is it not? मैं डेली ऑफिस वॉकिंग में जाता हूँ, कोई पैसे ही नहीं है साइकिल भी खरीदने को. I can travel even in the car, still I am walking. That is called tapasya. That is called sadhana. Giving up is meaningful only when you have earned. Understood this important point? And to earn, you have to have wealth. Therefore, giving up is valid for the hard-working fellow and fellow who has earned. Giving up is not a excuse for a lazy fellow. Not knowing this, a lazy every fellow says, I'll become spiritual because I am giving up everything. What giving me? Hai kya tere paas, murak? Is it not? त्याग कब होता है वैल्यूएबल? जब है आपके पास तो कुछ त्याग करने को. कुछ है ही नहीं, मैं त्यागी बन गया. Is it not? Like the other day we told you 1 year back कि मैं तो पिछले 6 साल में एक बार भी रिश्वत नहीं लिया. अरे वाह, सो ग्रेट यू आर. कैसा हुआ ये बात? क्योंकि कोई आए ही नहीं देने को. That is not honest. Nobody came to give, so you didn't take. Every day 100 are coming, still you are not taking. That's honest. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate Om Shanti 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 Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah परमरुचिभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रेण तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Give me 10 minutes for our one more text reference.